Hi, everybody. This is Dan Sheridan. Welcome. It's Tuesday, October 10th. Beautiful day here. And we're excited about next week. We are doing our new class, plan to make 10% a month with options. And it's formerly our 3K class. We just changed the name to 10% a month, which just is more inclusive for people of all different sizes. Whatever size you're trading, the goal is 10%. And as always with us, the most important thing by far is the risk management. As we've always said, any yoho can put a trade on, but managing the risk and understanding the Greeks and different things like that is key. So it's similar class to the 3K. There'll be just even more of an emphasis on the risk management adjustments, the Greeks and everything. But that'll be starting up next Tuesday. So a week from today, October 10th, it'll go to October 17th. And we're going to be much more for this class, very detailed. The class will be at the first hour, which will be 12 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll call it boot camp. So those that are newer to this type of range-bound trading, your butterflies, calendars, double type strategies we teach. This will be a good, slower piece this hour to get you familiar with what we're doing. And that's included in the price. I mean, we also will be covering strategies, we would call it in the long portfolio, covered right type strategies, but all options, cash secured put type strategies, but all options and that type of thing, and credit spreads. But the class will actually start at 2 Eastern, the regular class. The first hour is more for the beginners and those need more help. And then 2 o'clock will jump in the first 15 minutes. If you only have 15 minutes, that'll be the live trade. You'll see it, we'll do it, talk about the plan. Then if you got a skedaddle and you want to watch the rest later, that's fine. The next 15 minutes or so will be Mark Fenton, who works with me, will be doing some teaching for that 15 minutes. So that would be from 2:15 to 2:30 Eastern. And then I'll take up the rear and do the last half hour from 2:30 to 3. And some of that will involve maybe if I need to go a little more into the risk management of the class trade or a particular topic I want to cover. But that first 15 minutes, we'll do the live trade, 1 or 2 for the day. And for those who can't watch it live, you'll get it texted to you right then and there, that first 15 minutes. So you can expect a text around that 2:15 Eastern. So it'll be much more regimented for folk, and it'll be annotated. So when you go back, just to respect your time, when you see it'll say, okay, it's the class trade. Here was the time of it. At 2:15 Eastern, here's what Mark was teaching on. At 2:30 for a half hour, here's what Dan went over and taught on. So that way, if you don't want to, if that doesn't particularly interest you, what we went over, if it does, you got it. So that should be very regimented. And so right now, I think this is a great time to come in. If you look at a price chart of SPX, you can see it's been, the last few weeks, big candles, a very choppy market, like a choppy ocean. In the last 3 days, big up days. So, we would look at that and show you, okay, based on the VIX, how the market's moving, how we would structure range-bound trades. Which range-bound trade we would do, what size would we do. So you're getting an idea of how we do the craft here, how the the students do it, and you'll be doing it with us. So I think that'll be a great class. I was just looking at this today. Here's just a small example of this is about a 24-day trade, November 3rd. I was just looking at this, just pulled up something so we have something to talk about. And here's an example of, based on the market today, this would be a broken wing butterfly. I mean, we've run up, 3 days very strong. So I probably want to be just a tinge delta short, positive theta. And this would be an example. VIX is still up there a bit, almost 17. This would be a 60, 55 broken wing butterfly. So the distance from the short call to the in the money call is 60. The distance from the short call to the out of the money call is 55. This particular one goes at $11. A lot of times we'll, for the smaller traders or if you're a beginner, you can do SPY, which is 10 times less than this. So if you do something, this type of butterfly in SPX might be close to 1,000, 1,100, but you could do it for $100, $150 in SPY. And so here's a butterfly, and we're range-bound traders, and we're looking at, hey, we're around 43.80. Here's our profitable area of the trade, and we have a 4-step risk management plan on every trade. The 4 steps would be, how do you set it up? What duration? What strike? What long? And even before this, we have, this is assuming we're going in with a trade. Before this, we would have what we call the process. The process would be looking at the price action, the ATR, the moving averages, the current volatility levels, news coming up, and determine, is this, are we comfortable doing some type of range-bound trade or a long portfolio trade or spec in this type of a movement? What would be best? And we'll go over that. And then based on the work we do in the process, then we move on. Okay, we're going to do X amount of strategy. It lines up with the VIX and the way the market's moving and duration and size, setup, profit target, and max loss. And a lot of times I will have beginning traders, that's enough, what you can handle. Right? Set up, profit target, and max loss. That's a plan. That's a risk management plan. As you get a little more experience, we get into the when to adjust and how to adjust. And that's real important. In this profitable area of the trade, if this is where the underlying is right now, you make money. As you go outside this, you either have to take it off or do some type of adjustment as the trade is going against you. And we'll show you on these type of trades, how do we get the probabilities in our favor and everything. So this will be a great practical class for you. It starts next Tuesday, the October 17th, and you get 2 hours full. If you're more beginner, you can get that first hour at 1 Eastern, 12 Central. And then the next hour, if you have a little more experience, will be the actual practical class, and we will be pretty regimented what the timeline will be. First 15 minutes, the live trade, and we will text that or email it out to you. The next 15 minutes, 2:15, 2:30, Mark will be teaching, could be 2:35, and then I'll do the last 25 minutes, so it'll be a lot of content. We won't go over an hour, and it'll be packed full of a good relevant information. I will annotate it so you'll know exactly what's covered, what you want to cover, and it should be a very, very helpful class to you. See you next Tuesday. If you have any questions, I can help you. You can email me, Dan@SheridanMentoring.com, and you can get information on our website at SheridanMentoring.com. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.